Hey guys, it's Roxanne from RoxanneLynch.com. Hey, how's it going in your neck of the woods today? There's so much joy and goodness going on in the world, and I am so looking forward to sharing with you some of my very best tips and tricks and solutions to what I call the sunny side of life, keeping this amazing momentum. I am so stoked to share with you guys some of these ideas because it's been a long time since I talked about when we have momentum, how do we keep it going? Because we know there's that Tony Robbins quote. It says, people who succeed have momentum. The more we succeed, the more we want to succeed, and the more ways we're going to find to succeed. That's what Tony Robbins said, because we know what is in motion stays in motion. So this is all about being able to enjoy the momentum that we've created, pushing hard and gloriously toward the month end, putting your hands up in the air, going whoop, 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 and just enjoying this amazing ride that we call network marketing, okay? And momentum is also energy. Momentum and being excited and being enthusiastic, being able to amplify that energy, helping women get some traction within their beloved businesses. This gets us fired up. And that creates its own energy, that creates its own momentum as this just wave, this ripple of goodness just seems just to float across and exudes from us on our Facebook posts, on our pages, in our connections, and definitely growing a business. Okay. I love to pop into your guys' world. I love to give insights. I love to give some tips and tricks and solutions, some different ideas so we can get some traction in our beloved businesses. So whether you're within my amazing team and girls within social retail or your own beloved business out there, what I'm going to share with you guys today, you guys are going to be able to utilize, okay? So, there's going to obviously be a little bit more of a social retail tangent with some of this, but I know you girls are smart enough. You're going to be able to pick it up, fit and flex for yourself, for your own team success, okay? So we know everything that we have been doing today is setting ourselves up for success for tomorrow, being April 1st. Everything that we did in January set us up for success in February. Everything we did in February set us up for our todays, enjoying our beautifuls right here's and right now's. And we're all inspired, we're all excited. So now it's about keeping that momentum, but knowing that what we did in our yesterdays prepares us for our todays. So if we think about this positively, knowing what's going to be coming up tomorrow, which is a brand new month, for a brand new bunch of girls, because I know personally within my team, I think in the last 2 or 3 days, we've had over, I think it's eight different girls come into our team. So what we're thinking about and remembering that everything that we're doing right now is really exciting and it's all go, go, go. But we know ultimately we're not going to be able to keep up that kind of momentum, right? Right now we just finished out that 2-week, that 15-day live video challenge. We're just ending a 1-month business prospecting challenge. So those challenges are ending, and so the momentum in some of those activities we're still capitalizing on, that energy and that enthusiasm of feeling fired up. But we know that we can't necessarily keep this momentum that we've had in the last 36 or 90 some odd hours. So if we think about this, what we do need to do is focus on tip number 1, which is strategize what your base plan is going to be. So we're all about trying to keep the momentum, the energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm that is going on. How can we keep that going? And that is recognizing that the activities are going to change, okay? So what is our baseline going to be? The main thing is tip number 1, create that baseline of activity. And that means how many conversations are you going to be having every day regarding your business? How many conversations for prospecting? How many conversations for follow-up? How many new friendship connections are you going to make? How many old reconnections are you going to reconnect with? Are you going to use my Facebook memories training and strategies for that? And so you learn how to use Facebook memories as a business tool on Facebook. It's free. So how many messages are you going to be having? How many conversations? How many times are you going to be doing a little bit of reflecting of what's going good on your week? We need to create those baseline activities. That's the first one, okay? Us personally, not necessarily the new girls that just got started within our team, but us personally as business builders, as leaders. This is something that we have to take very seriously because we only have so much time in our day, right? So we kind of have to have precision and focus and knowing what we have to do. So having a strong daily method of operation can almost make this foolproof when it comes to keeping the energy, the excitement, and the momentum moving forward, okay? So this jumps into tip number 2, which is, remembering if it's starting to feel easy, if our daily activities is kind of maybe 1.B or, but when it gets feeling easy, that's when we have to up the game. It's kind of like when we're babies and we're tying our running shoes, it probably took us a few minutes to tie our running shoes. Now we can close our eyes and tie our running shoes behind our back using the offhand, and we can get it done. So same thing within business building and our daily strategies of connections, communications, prospecting, and follow-up is it's going to get easier. Okay, it's going to come smoother. So therefore we get to up the game, up the ante. Okay, so tip number 2 is definitely with all these new girls that have come into our team. This is where we get to really help our new girls succeed and keep the momentum going, which is our own energies and our enthusiasm when we show up in a conversation, when we show up in a video, when we show up in a communication on your Facebook page, a post, making sure that the energy and the enthusiasm stays high, and making sure that when you're plugging these new girls in, tip number 2 is plug in. Ensure your new girls are in the right groups, they're tagged in the right get started posts, they've had introductions to our upline, they have a game plan, the welcome letter has been sent out, or you've tagged them into the get started welcome letter within our team training pages and groups, and give them that, that small ramp up, that little bit of a joy and bliss. Because if you were as crazy busy as I was the last 4 or 5 days, you might have dropped the ball accidentally. Maybe you didn't plan on it, but you might have not completed some follow-up loops. Maybe there was some girls that you meant to reconnect with and somehow you left that notebook at home, like I did when I went to the city with Dad's surgery on Thursday and Friday. I was going through Facebook Messenger, but I had forgotten my notebook. So there was some things I had to do when I got home to make sure that the new girls were plugged in. So no one was going to get dropped. No one was going to get forgotten. And we all are on the same baseline page. That's so important. Having them know what to do first and what to do next. Because a lot of our girls are working 1 job or 2 jobs. I have some women, they have a full-time job and they have a home-based business and they're raising triplets. I have young mummies and I have older grandmas that are working full-time and, chasing their grandchildren. So making sure that you've reconnected and they know what is next. And you've got that little checklist. You checked them all off of making sure that everyone has been put where they need to be put and tagged in the right things, added to the right groups, and they know what the groups are for, okay? So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is you have to nurture them, okay? So often I have connected and communicated with girls, and in their past businesses, they've said, well, she got me started and I signed on the dotted line, I put my checkbook down, and I never heard hide nor hair of her again. So now more than ever is when we are connecting with our new girls and we're nurturing them to the point of making sure that there is no way that a negative Nancy, a drama-filled Diane is going to be, a naysayer is niggling in their ears, a friend or a family member that is going to rise up that fear within them, and they're going to feel nervous and they're going to scare away. So keep your promises. Keep the meanies away from your new girls. Protect your little chicks, okay? Be that hope and that light and that empowerment, that encouragement, that energy, and pour into them and keep those negative people away from them as much as possible. And that comes by keeping them excited and keeping them updated of what is going on, okay? And that leads me into tip number 3, which is launch them, okay? To keep that momentum going, launch their businesses with them as soon as possible, okay? So often I have women saying, well, we'll talk about this next week, Roxanne. We'll connect and, we'll build a strategy next week. Women that push off launching, women that push off and procrastinate getting started, proclaiming that they're in a business, announcing it on Facebook, making that, I'm excited post. I'm terrified, but I'm excited post. When women push that off, more often than not, they've gone into ghost mode. Okay. And I know that I'm not the only one out there that has likely happened to. That's almost kind of normal. So helping, tip number 2 is keep the negative Nancy's and the drama-filled Dianes away from them. And then number 3 is help them launch as soon as possible. It's imperative, okay? Absolutely imperative for their success is to push through that fear, that nervousness, that trepidation, and you being there with them, walking them through and role playing how that's going to happen. Maybe it's going to be a Facebook Live. Maybe it's just going to be kind of a story post. But you have to find out with them through discussion on Facebook Messenger, or pick up the phone or do a Zoom call. Do that strategy so they know how they're going to share their story. They know why they were pulled to social retail. They wanted to lose the parties. They wanted a company that's going to take care of the marketing for them. They wanted a company that had a very fair dual compensation plan. So they talk about, you have to find out what their challenges of their past businesses were, and how this is going to be providing the right answers and solutions. Play on that excitement, play on the challenges, and understanding that change is an adventure. Change and challenges, that's like adventure mode to me. And my mind goes into creativity so much because I have helped so many women launch their businesses successfully that I can put this all together in a little story and write out some notes, and they just read that off and they're launched. They have people knocking on their door, they have people sending them private messages, and they get to launch their businesses and they get excited because it can be a lot simpler than what a lot of women have in the past portrayed it in their mind, being fearful and trepidation with that. So help them, support them, role play, strategize. And I love that part. Like, I absolutely love helping women strategize their launch their way, okay? Not my way, your way, okay? So that leads me to tip number 4, which is when they do get started, it doesn't end there. When a girl gets started within our team within social retail, that comes into a lot of play that I'm there making sure that their page is set up, okay? For them to have that happiness, that momentum, that excitement, to keep that positive ripple going, is that I'm checking in on their pages almost every day, if not every other day. And I encourage them to post their ideas or converse about a post idea, an image idea for creativity, because a lot of women don't know anything about attraction marketing. A lot of women don't have any idea of how to pull people to them instead of accidentally pushing them away by giving out too much information or being too salesy or being too spammy, because this isn't 2013, okay? Social retail is on the cusp, the leading edge of marketing and building our businesses on Facebook. So I'm there constantly doing Facebook page critiques, making sure that they're set up for success and they're doing the right activities, they're doing the right actions, and I'm encouraging them to get creative with their posting. I absolutely love being able to strategize with them so they're posting in the best ways, that they're connecting with their friends and their family, and they're not turning people off and having them run for the hills, okay? This isn't, it shows that I care, and it shows our whole team that we care about each other, because we're going to take it right to Messenger saying like, hey, that's a fantastic post. Maybe change out these couple words, put the image this way, and and they fix that, and all of a sudden they have people knocking on their wall asking them for more information. I love that. And it keeps the momentum going. It keeps the energy. Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so tip number 6, inspired and being plugged in. Okay, because we're all crazy busy people, right? So making sure that they know that, okay, on this day, we're going to be having a team call, or on these days is when you can invite your friends and family in on an opportunity call if you want to. And replay links, okay? I know that not everyone has international calling, right? Not everyone has the ability to listen to a live call. So having replay links where people can catch those calls on their time when their kids are napping, or when their husband is sleeping on night shift like me, that is really important, okay? So making sure that they keep up that inspiration, they keep up that excitement by maybe beginning to insert a new fun, fresh challenge, or insert a new boot camp. Like, I'm pretty sure in the next couple of days, Team Inspire, or, within our How to Crush It group, or within John Melton's team, there's going to be some kind of a new boot camp or fun, fresh challenge for us to participate in and invite our new girls with, so that they can feel included in the community. They can feel connected to that sisterhood, that, it's not so scary because I'm not the only new person getting started this week or this month. So it allows everyone's conversations to flow with a lot more happiness and energy. Does that make some sense? Okay, so tip number 7, ripple effect, okay? Ripple effect, short-term memory, okay? Anyone that you probably reached out to in the beginning of March has forgotten, okay? I forget who my mentor or who my leader was, but they said start every conversation like with the person, and expect them to have forgotten everything that you said last week. Okay, and I thought it was kind of interesting. And she goes, well, everyone has short-term memory. Okay, we think that everyone's going to remember everything that we ever talked about, and when we last talked to them. But you ask us what we had for supper 3 nights ago, or breakfast 4 breakfasts ago, we can't remember. Okay, so treat our people that we're communicating with, old and new, as if they hadn't been. It's a brand new conversation. So we're going to kind of restart the conversation when it comes to touching on tips and tricks with training, maybe with obviously prospecting and follow-up. So, and never expect that Facebook is going to show your post to the right people. Okay, so teach your team and remind yourself that if you really want a girlfriend to know that Roxanne is waiving the business fee for all new social marketers, for not just herself, but her whole entire team, send them a private message going like, did you see Roxanne's post? And maybe take the URL and put that right into Messenger so they can read it. That, the short-term memory, because sometimes it feels like it's yesterday for us, but really, we might think, oh, I just talked to that person last week, and it wasn't. It was like 3 weeks ago, and it's like, oh my gosh, they probably didn't see that Facebook post. They don't know about this amazing team special that is going on, where Roxanne's trying to put more Irish luck into March, making March more lucky for us. So, and making sure when it comes to that short-term memory, that we have that DMO, that minimum to-do list, so we don't drop the ball either. We don't forget that, oh, I forgot to make 3 new friends today. Oh, I forgot to, have my 2 follow-up conversations with people that I connected to in February. So, and going through your journal, like who's on your hot list that, they need to know that this special is going on. So those are just some of the ideas, because I really believe we have a lot more power to keep up the momentum. I try to do new special things for my new girls because I want us all set up for success. I love this industry. I absolutely adore this profession. And, if it's in us to give, and we have it within us, it's up to us. Like, we are almost obligated to then share it. Okay, I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow on the sunny side of life. And if you found some goodness, tag a friend. If you don't know what the heck social retail is and you're wondering if you should maybe get informed to see if you might want your business fees paid, I promise I'll honor all messages that come my way. Let's have a chat. Talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.